We're going to do a top end on a Yamaha Badger. I just bought this, and this top end's actually locked up. And it is up in the cylinder. I pulled out the plug. It's got rust on it, so this, when I bought it, didn't have a carburetor. So water's got down in there, and we'll see if it's even usable. But here we go. We're going to use an impact screwdriver on these. Got some 10 millimeters here. Heads all should be 10 millimeters. You're going to need to take your exhaust off, 10 millimeter. This you wouldn't need to take your carb off, but it was missing. And that's it. So we're going to get busy and take these off. That's going to be a 17 millimeter. You actually want this notch right here at that tip. That'll be your top dead center. This piece, you'll notice and remember, it'll go to the back here. This is locked up, so we're going to have a little problem, but I'll be able to set that as long as everything's usable. So mine's going to be easy to get off, but otherwise, I usually put a wrench on there and just smack the handle real quick and hard, and should work. If you had an impact gun, that would work too. You just don't shove a bunch of stuff in your chain, stretch it out, and try and get it off that way. So anyway, here we go. Alright, we left our cam at top dead center. We pulled that sprocket out, weaseled the chain around it, and hooked the exhaust already, and just used a little crowbar and popped that out of the way. There was an 8 millimeter bolt there. There's actually one up underneath there too, right there. See, I'll get both of them, wherever it is. See. And I've already popped these pins off of here. You've got copper washers, so make sure you get all them. Brass, whatever in the heck they are. There'd be 4 of them. So we're going to pull this head off, see what it looks like. Alright, got the head off. A lot of water in there, pretty nasty. One way you can check your valves, you can take your intake, your exhaust off, and what you do is you can shine a light on this side, then look through your port for any kind of light. Obviously, if you see any kind of light shining through from there, then you know you've got some issues. You need to take the valves and take springs off and reseat them or what have you. I'm going to do that with this one anyway, so that ain't going to be a problem. Now, the cylinder. There might be another bolt holding this on, but I don't think so. I think if we give it a couple of smacks with something, it'll come loose. Alright, well, give me a second and I'll pull it off. I actually got this tore all apart, and believe it or not, besides the top of the piston, rest of it don't look real bad. The cylinder don't have any really grooves or anything, and I think I'm just going to be able to hone this out and be okay. So, yeah, we got lucky there. Still got to find a carb, and I'm going to buy new rings. That very first ring is collapsed, so we'll get new rings, probably get new valve seals too. It's pretty cheap to do that. Anyway, there we go from there. Hopefully the starter works. I heard it ran, but it was stuck, so maybe it didn't pop in engage. So, yeah. Alright. Our Badger project. Alright, we're doing the Yamaha Badger here. It's got a bunch of crud in there. This is the one that was kind of froze up. So, I'm going to put a paper towel through it. And I've got some lube ball. I'm going to spray it with lube ball. And I'm going to hone it. So, here we go. Alright, cylinder was in good shape. It's got a little bit of a dark mark right where the exhaust was sitting from that water. But there's nothing there to grab, so just a little discolored, and we got her nice and honed out. Now we're going to work on the head. Had a lot of water go in here, obviously, rusty. I'm going to hit this with a wire wheel, knock all that off, and then we'll pop the valves out I should have took those covers off before I took this head off. Hopefully we don't have a problem. Here we go. Alright, knocked all the crap off of there. Make sure I kind of rocked up my edges on the wire wheel. You don't want to jack up your deal where your gasket is or you're going to have a leak. And this is where the highest compression is, most vulnerable. So now we're going to take the caps off and check the valves out. Alright, I took the tensioner off. It's 10 millimeters there. You have to tighten those two nuts to get that one back, that one out. There apparently is actually something living inside the intake manifold that didn't have a carburetor on it. I dug all that out just out of the head, probably mud daubers. But it's going to have to be cleaned. And somebody's going to have to freaking move out because this ain't working.